Good afternoon. After a 2.5-year delay, the Class 196s have finally entered service with West Midlands Railway. Now, I know I'm a little bit late to the party, but these trains have been well received, so I thought I'd give them a look myself and see if they live up to all the hype. So, today I'll be reviewing them and comparing them to their predecessors, the Class 170s, to find out if they really are a better train. First of all, from an external point of view, the trains look stunning. They're extremely modern and they have a very angular design, whilst also featuring very rounded sides and windows. It's all very impressive and feels well designed. The livery is a bit of a Marmite thing, some people like it, others don't. But I've got to say I'm probably in the former category. I think it looks quite nice and suits the trains well. That shade of purple in particular is very stylish. Wheelchair and bike spaces are clearly marked with these orb blob things around the doors. As great as this is, there really ought to be a national standard, but that's not really to do with these trains. From a sound point of view, well, they're extremely futuristic for a diesel train. They've got this really unusual hum going about them, which I actually quite like. However, when braking, they make this terrible squeal. I don't know if this is just because they're new or not, but either way, what is going on here? Oh well, that's for the engineers to worry about. If it works, I'm not to complain. But what does the passenger actually see? Well, boarding the train, they're very spacious and airy, and have that really modern ambience feel you get in many new trains. Furthermore, the lighting isn't too harsh, and I believe actually changes depending on the external lighting conditions. This is brilliant, and needs to be done more in trains across the country. I absolutely love this, and it means the 196s generally have a very good ambience. On a completely unrelated note, I absolutely love that RAM storage position. It's such a great use of space. Anyway, back to the passenger experience. Well, once you've taken your seat, you'll notice that you probably do have at least some form of window view. Window alignment's quite good actually. It's not amazing though, as the windows are really small, which means that the table seats, you're left with a sizable chunk that's sort of blocking your view out the window. This makes travelling in airline seats actually perhaps more comfortable, as you don't have to lean forward if you want to look out. Having a window right next to you is also of great benefit for one main reason. You can rest your elbow against it. And the reason why you'd want to do this? Well, the trains have no armrests. This is incredible, really. The Birmingham to Hereford route is over an hour and 20 minutes long. You really need an armrest for that length of journey, and a lot of people do travel the full way. Actually, it seems the Class 196s are fitted with the space to install armrests. But why none of them have actually been installed, I don't know. They really ought to get round to doing it, as it makes a big difference for me. And I presume many others. But anyway, now to what you've all been waiting for. The seats themselves. Well, being of the Feezer lean design, they've attracted quite a bit of controversy. But I have to find myself disagreeing with the people who say they're some of the better designs in recent years. I really don't like them. But my objections don't actually lie with the firmness, as most people's do. I actually think they're probably better than a lot of other seats like the Fenza Sophia. They have a good bit of padding. Well, not by general standards, but for a modern seat they're not too bad. No, it's the shaping I dislike. There's very little lumbar support, and the seats feel as if they're pushing you forward. I actually find that the headrest sort of compresses the shoulders into a shrimp-like position, which is not great for posture at all. However, if you slouch forward a bit in the chair, I find it becomes quite a bit more comfortable. Though again, this isn't really a healthy position to sit in, so this isn't ideal at all. Furthermore, there's quite a bit wrong with the tables on these trains. The tables in the bays of 4 are far too small, and are positioned really quite a distance from where you're sat. Even worse considering how many more airline seats there are in these compared to the 170s. The fold-down tables there are absolutely tiny. They're sturdy, but nowhere near big enough to hold anything like a laptop. Back to the positives though. The seats are actually quite high quality, and whilst I at first was worried as they looked plastic, they're actually metal. So hopefully they'll last a while. One field in which the Class 196s definitely outperform the 170s is that of internal noise and vibrations. As comfortable as they are, the 170s do vibrate quite a bit when accelerating, and they can also be slightly noisy, even if the sound is muffled well. As far as diesel trains go, the Class 196s are more or less as quiet as you'll get on the inside. When departing, there's not even a contest with the 170. Did you hear the "and" in the middle of that departure, by the way? That was actually a problem with the audio announcements. They were playing a constant loop of
"Welcome aboard this service to... we will be calling at..."
followed an eternity later by I will never be able to hear those announcements again. On the subject of announcements though, the speakers and microphone are incredibly crisp and clear. It's like nothing else I've ever seen on a train before. Now, I wish I could be as positive when it comes to ride quality, but this is a CAF train, so what did you expect really? Travelling over points is really quite harsh, and they're nowhere near as smooth as the 170s, which are absolutely exceptional. CAF just seem to be completely incapable of making trains ride well. Performance-wise though, well, they're very good. They easily outperform a Class 170 and would leave them in their dust. As in any modern train, the toilets in the Class 196s are very good. But there was one particular feature that really impressed me. In front of the toilets there's a little information button, and if you press this it tells you the status of the toilet, as in whether it's engaged or not. I gather this is helpful for the visually impaired, who are not able to see the toilet engaged light. So, what do I think of the Class 196s overall? Well, I'm actually a bit underwhelmed. I was expecting a bit more considering the high praise they've received. That said, there is a lot here to like, and I think this is probably preferable to the Class 170s and the shabby state they're in at the moment. However, a high quality Class 170 refurbishment would still be preferable in my opinion. However, the 196s could be very easily improved. The addition of armrests would mean a lot. Now, I know the railway should probably be just focusing on the basics at the moment, but these small little features like armrests really do matter when it comes to the passenger experience, and it will affect whether they'll tell their friends or not. Therefore, by improving these little features, we could see greater rail usage in future, and at least an improved perception of the railways. I've been the Great Western Villager. I do hope you enjoyed. Feel free to join my Discord, but thank you for watching anyway, and goodbye.